Welcome students to the third module of chapter number 5 fractions. In this module, we will be learning how to compare the fractions, then we learn addition and subtraction of fractions, and then we'll see what is meant by mixed fractions. We have learned like fractions in previous module. Now let us learn how to compare like fractions. Look at this circle. This circle is divided into 8 equal parts. Out of that 8 parts, 5 parts are colored. So, the colored portion of this circle can be represented as the fraction 5 upon 8. 3 parts of the circle, out of 8 parts, 3 parts are white. Therefore, the white part or the white portion of the circle can be represented as the fraction 3 upon 8. Now, let us look at these two fractions. As their denominators are same, these two fractions are like fractions. Let us look at the numerators here. The numerator 5 is greater than the numerator 3. Also in the figure, you can see the colored portion is more than the white part. Therefore, we can say the fraction which represents the colored part of the circle is greater than the fraction which represents the white portion of the circle. From this, we can conclude that in like fractions, the fraction with greater numerator is the greater fraction. Let us learn to compare fractions with equal numerators. Look at this figure A and figure B. You can see two pizzas of same size in figure A and in figure B. In figure A, the entire pizza is divided into 8 equal parts, and you can see one part here over here. Pizza in figure B is divided into 4 equal parts, and here out of 4, one part is shown. Now, one part out of 8 can be represented as 1 upon 8 as a fraction, and one part out of 4 parts can be represented as the fraction 1 upon 4. Let us compare the size of each of these two pieces. You can see the size of this piece is smaller than the size of the pizza in figure B, because the pizza in figure A is divided into many parts, that is 8 parts. The size of one piece is smaller. As the pizza in figure B is divided into less number of parts, that is 4 parts, the size of the piece is bigger. So we can say that larger the denominator, smaller the size of the piece. And smaller the denominator, the larger the size of the piece. Therefore, here let us compare these two fractions. As this piece is smaller than the piece of a pizza in figure B, we can say fraction 1 upon 8 is smaller than the fraction 1 upon 4. So from this we can conclude that, as you can see here, both the fractions has same numerator but different denominator, and the fraction with larger denominator is the smaller fraction. So when we compare the fractions with equal numerators, the fraction with the greater denominator is the smaller fraction. Let us learn how to compare unlike fractions. Suppose we have to compare the unlike fractions 3 upon 8 and 2 upon 5. Let us take an example to see how this is done. As you can see here in the picture, these two boys are standing on two blocks. Now, how do we decide who is taller? The heights of the block is not the same. If both blocks are of the same height, it will be easy to tell who is taller. Now, look at the second picture. Now they are on the blocks of equal height. We see that the boy on the right is taller. The height of the boys can be compared when they stand at the same height. Similarly, if fractions have same denominators, their numerators decide which fraction is bigger. Therefore, to compare unlike fractions, we convert them into their equivalent fractions so that their denominators are the same. Problem set 19. The question is, write the proper symbol less than, greater than or equal to in the box. First example, 3 upon 7 and 3 upon 7. Now here, as you can see, the numerators of both the fractions are same. Also, the denominators of both the given fraction are same. Hence, we can put equal to sign in the box because these two fractions are equal or same. Second example, 3 upon 8 and 2 upon 8. Now, look at the denominators of these two fractions. Their denominators are same. Hence, these two are the like fractions. And when we compare like fractions, we have to compare the numerators of that fractions. Here, the numerator 3 is greater than the numerator 2. Hence, the fraction 3 upon 8 is greater than the fraction 2 upon 8. Next question. 2 upon 11 and 10 upon 11. Here also the denominators of these two fractions are same, hence they are the like fractions. So let us compare the numerators of these fractions. The numerator 2 is smaller than the numerator 10. Hence, the fraction 2 upon 11 is smaller than the fraction 10 upon 11. Next question is 5 upon 15 and 10 upon 30. Now, look at the denominators of these two fractions. Here the denominator is 15 and the denominator of second fraction is 30. So, as the denominators are not same here, these two are unlike fractions. Also, the numerators of these two fractions are different. So, first we have to convert these unlike fractions into like fractions and then we have to compare it. As you can see, the denominator 30 is twice 15. So, it is easy to make 30 as the common denominator. For that, we need to multiply the first fraction 5 upon 15 by 2. Hence, we get 5 into 2 upon 15 upon into 2, which is equal to 10 upon 30. Hence, our first fraction becomes as 10 upon 30 and the second fraction is also 10 upon 30. As these two fractions are equal, we can put equal to sign in the box. Hence, we can say the fraction 5 upon 15 is equal to the fraction 10 upon 30. Next example is 5 upon 8 and 5 upon 9. Now here the numerators of these two fractions are same. So we compare the denominators of these two fractions and the fraction with greater numerator will be the smaller fraction. So here the denominator 8 is smaller than the denominator 9. Hence, the fraction 5 upon 8 is greater than the fraction 5 upon 9. Next example, 4 upon 7 and 4 upon 11. Here also, the numerators of these two fractions are same. So, let us compare the denominators. Here also, the fraction with greater numerator is the smaller fraction. As the denominator 7 is smaller than the denominator 11, the fraction 4 upon 7 is greater than 4 upon 11. Here, two more examples are shown for your better understanding. Let us learn how to add like fractions. First example, 1 upon 5 plus 3 upon 5. Now here, as you can see, these two are like fractions and they have the denominator same as 5. When adding like fractions, we add the numerators of the two fractions and we write the denominator as it is. So we write 1 plus 3 upon 5, which is equal to 4 upon 5. Next example, 2 upon 7 plus 4 upon 7. Now here we write 7, the denominator as it is, and we will add the numerators. So we get 2 plus 4 upon 7, which is equal to 6 upon 7. One more example is shown here. You can see in the fourth example, we add 2 upon 9 and 7 upon 9, these two like fractions, and after adding the numerator, we get 9 and the denominator is also 9. So we get 9 upon 9. Now 9 upon 9 means all the 9 parts of 9 equal parts are taken. That is, one whole figure is taken. Therefore, we write 9 upon 9 is equal to 1. So, we conclude that if the numerator and the denominator of a fraction are equal or the same, the fraction is equal to 1. Let us learn how to subtract like fractions. First example, 5 upon 7 minus 1 upon 7. So, as these two are like fractions, they have the same denominators as 7. When subtracting a fraction from another like fraction, we write the difference between the numerators in the numerator and the common denominator in the denominator. So we write 5 minus 1 upon 7, which is equal to 4 upon 7. Let us do one more example. We have here 5 upon 8 minus 3 upon 8. So, as these two are like fractions, we write the denominator, common denominator in the denominator, and we subtract the numerators. That is, we write 5 minus 3, which is equal to 2 upon 8. Here, other two examples are shown. Let us learn mixed fractions. Here in the picture, you can see three identical circles. Now, half of the three circle is colored. That is, three parts each is equal to 1 upon 2 of the circle are colored. The colored part is equal to 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 2. Now, as you can see, these three are like fractions. So, we write 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is, we add the numerators and we write the common denominator in the denominator. So, we get 3 upon 2. Now, here this half plus this half is equal to 1. And plus we have here one more half, that is 1 upon 2. Hence, this 3 upon 2 also can be written as 1 plus 1 upon 2, which is can be also written as 1 and 1 upon 2. And such fractions are called as mixed fractions. Here 1 is the integer and 1 upon 2 is the fraction part. So let us define the mixed fractions. Mixed fraction is combination of a whole number and a fraction. Here are some examples. 3 and 5 upon 7 and 8 and 3 upon 5 are the mixed fractions.